what you're going to do is just roll it up and down the back of the calf muscle. Okay.
Okay.
And what you're going to do is try to find, if you like right there, I have a little tender spot. And what I'm going to do is just kind of stay on that and just think about kneading it. Like if you've had a massage before, you're like, oh, that's kind of a hurt good. Is you just kind of knead it a little bit back and forth. And then you just kind of then assess the whole area a little bit by kind of going up and down like, oh, there's another one. I'm going to knead that a little bit. And it should get better as you do it. Okay.
All right.
So what you're trying to do there, and don't be surprised if you push on that spot and you're like, uh-oh, I feel that in my ankle. Okay.
Right.
That's okay. That's what's called a referred pain. All right. So you might have felt that when Tyler did the needling. If he hit a spot, you're like, wow, that just zinged down to my foot.
Yep.
Because we're in the muscle, that's not a direct connection to the foot, but that's a referred pain from the muscle. So if you can find that spot and you're like, oh, wow, that just went to the outside of my foot, is then you know that's a good spot and you can knead that a little bit, and it would get better as you work on it.
Okay. All right, cool.
So I always like to ask, because people are a little hesitant with doing the virtual sessions. Did you get some value out of it?
Oh yeah.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Because
next time I may do a better setup next time. I just wasn't sure whether to go high or low or whatever, but this was okay. So works. Yeah.
Good. So I like to ask that because people always are wondering, like, oh, well, how do you actually do that when you're using your hands? And I'm like, well, what do you think tells our hands what to do? And as long as I can, one, get how you're feeling, and two, see how you're moving, is then we can work good.
Yeah.
So originally you thought you had hand issues, went to the doctor. They said it was a pinched nerve. You had some swelling pain in the right hand, and then numbness in the right thumb, random tingling. So here's the corner of a wall, all right? I'm leaning against the wall. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically try to flatten my neck against the wall as far as I can. This is like the way tapping. And then back. But I'm keeping my eyes and my nose straight. I'm not looking down, okay? Did you get some value out of doing
because I had thought, my original thing was, I don't feel good. I don't feel like doing this. I don't think it's worthwhile, but it really did help. It truly,
good.
Even though I don't feel good, I feel better with my leg than I did. All right.
Right. And once this all gets better, then we can get our hands back.
Yeah. Yes. That was, it was great value today. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, and hopefully then that'll be good for the weekend. And then when we can get you back in here, we'll be hitting on all cylinders and getting you even better.
All right. Thank you, Trevor. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Hi, my name's Jay. I wanted to share my experience with Peak Potential Virtual Physical Therapy. I've been a patient with Peak Potential for about 6 weeks now. I'm post-surgery 9 weeks on a Achilles rupture. And I've had great experience with going to the clinic, getting the therapy from all the therapists on staff. And recently they've transitioned me to a virtual setting. I'm 2 sessions in there. Before my first session, when they notified me due to the COVID outbreak that I'd be moving to a virtual setting, I was a little bit skeptical. I was unsure of how beneficial the therapy would be. How can you really tell, and some of those things that they do, such as massage, it's very hard to replicate on a virtual setting. But after my 2 virtual appointments, I was pleasantly surprised. We worked on several things here, used my iPhone, so it was very easy to do. And both the therapists were able to, watch me from the camera. And the thing that astonished me was how they were able to detect nuances in my movement and correct my positioning on several things. I'm at a very critical time in my rehab that I didn't want to miss any sessions, and felt strongly about continuing on with my therapy. And like I said, I was pleasantly surprised with how the virtual physical therapy went. So, I'd recommend anybody that if they have any apprehension on trying it out, try it out for at least a session. I'll be continuing on doing the virtual classes until I can get back in. Thank you.
So did you find that useful doing the
Very
tele?
much so. Yeah, that like it's sometimes stretches don't make sense to me. I don't feel like I'm doing them right, or I don't feel like I'm getting the actual help that I'm getting. But that prayer stretch, I really felt like that good things were happening.
Good. It got to that. Breathe. Laughing is breathing, but it's short breaths. We need long breaths. See? Therapy can't be fun. There you go.
Oh gosh.
So you're going to do the foam roller. Let's do morning and evening. Really do it morning and evening, okay?
All right.
Then I want you to do, before you go to sleep, at least do those 2 stretches that I just sent you over the email.
After that session that night was really good.
Okay.
Like 0 pain. I had a really good night.
Good. It's just enough to where you feel like your hands are shaping around your leg. And all we're doing is working on this right here. And what I would do is I would do about 20 of these. And I would stay pretty much right below that kneecap, start it and pull up. And what you want to do is you want to pull up into the thigh a little bit because you're trying to help move some of that edema out with that in mind. Things that I've used in the past before. So the reason why I like these rollers right here is because these little pieces in the middle, they actually spin. So just like a rolling pin that you use for baking, you can actually go, up and down with it.
Oh, wow.
Pretty for having, say, a lot of knee pain at the end of the day. And we have already tried doing the, hand massage here.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is get something like this, and you're just going to relax your leg, and we're just going to roll up and down on it here. But all I'm doing is I would just cut about right in there. And since it's a little tighter as well, is I actually do the roll method, where I roll it up as much as I can first, and all you have to do is be able to get that roll up to the top of your leg here.
Yeah.
And then once you're there, then all you're doing is unrolling it over your leg, and then you have a makeshift.
That is perfect.
And you have a
Oh
makeshift
my God.
compression sleeve, and it's got me covered right there.
And it doesn't ride up?
Doesn't ride up at all.
Wow. That is so cool. I'm doing that. I am so doing that.
And if it's one of those things where you wear it after you do your activities, you can wear it while you do the activities. It's not going to give you any support structurally, so don't think you can go out and run a marathon. But if you know you had a busy day on it, it's not a terrible thing to put the compression over it just for the sake of getting through a night's sleep without the swelling bothering you as much.
Can I just put it on in the morning, like after I shower, and wear it all day?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, God.